The area that is Clarksville was once inhabited by the Maidu and Miwok people. In 1848, a man named Morgan opened the Mormon Tavern, offering rough lodging for travelers along the White Rock Road. In 1850, Ashel Lathrop bought the tavern and operated it as an inn and meeting house for the Mormon Church. A contemporary of Lathrop's, the gunman ORRIN Rockwell Porter, was a frequent visitor to the tavern. Rockwell, a devout Mormon, was known as the avenging angel and enforcer for the Mormon Church. Bodyguard for Joseph Smith and Brigham Young, Smith once told Rockwell, "Cut not thy hair, and no bullet or blade can harm thee." Rockwell, a dangerous man living a dangerous life, died an old man of natural causes. When old Port was asked about all the men he'd killed, he said, "I never killed anyone who didn't need killing." In 1860, the tavern was a remount station for the Pony Express. In 1960, it was burnt down to make way for U.S. Highway 50. Here we have two modern-day Pony Express riders crossing the old Lincoln Highway Bridge out of Clarksville. This is what remains of the old Wells Fargo Express Company building. A man named Clark opened a trading post across the road from the tavern. In 1853, the new town was named Clarksville. This is the Griggs house as it appears in 2019. The 1880 census shows 6 family members and a boarder living in this small house. Note the roses still blooming in the front yard. The boarder, W.S. Giles, listed his occupations as physician, constable, blacksmith, and road builder. Giles operated the toll road from Clarksville along Carson Creek from the 1850s until 1863. If you walk up Carson Creek today, you can still see the roadbed and the hand-laid rock retaining walls. In the work, Gone to See the Elephant, Letters Home from the Motherlode 1850-1859, Daniel Ray transcribed the letters of 49ers George and John Gridley. The brothers came overland with their friend Calvin Rose from Illinois and lived in Clarksville for 7 years. They bought a claim on nearby Carson Creek and made their living as prospectors. The brothers bought the American House in Clarksville, an inn with a small store. The inn was accidentally burned to the ground, and in true pioneer fashion, John washed the ashes to recover his lost gold dust. In 1857, George left California by sea to settle his affairs at home and then return. John described Clarksville in 1858 as having 2 stores, a blacksmith shop, carpenter's shop, restaurant, billiard saloon, 2 Spanish dance halls, meat market, several dwellings, and whiskey everywhere. In 1860, we see John as the Wells Fargo station agent, and in 1861, he follows his brother home. The Gridleys never returned to California. Their friend, Calvin Rose, remains in Clarksville to this day. The Mormon Tavern Cemetery, now known as the Clarksville Cemetery, sits on a hill overlooking the old Mormon Tavern site. Two of the first documented burials at the Mormon Tavern Cemetery were victims of the cholera epidemic of 1850. James Johnson and a Dr. Torrey. Neither grave is marked today. Luther Brown Clark, for whom Clarksville is named, is also buried there in an unmarked grave. After the gold rush boom subsided and bypassed by the railroad, Clarksville started to decline. In 1890, only one of its 4 hotels was open, and just 1 store, 2 saloons, and a blacksmith shop were operating. Khyber's son, Sam Elliott, served with the 2nd California Cavalry during the Civil War.